Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little bit different than the regular content I post here, but I thought people might be interested in seeing what I'm up to when I'm not creating audiobooks or reacting to music, so here we are. Welcome to Edphine Farms. This farmhouse mansion was built around 1890 and, believe it or not, was the home my grandmother grew up in. My great-grandfather, who I was named after, immigrated here from Croatia in his youth and years later bought this massive home for pennies on the dollar in a bank sale. And in 1940 he moved in with his wife Ruth and his 4 children. Before I was born, my grandmother and her 2 sons moved to Florida, which is where I was born and raised. In a way, being so far away from this house made it even more special to me. I grew up hearing stories about the big house, and over time the house became sort of a magical place in my mind that was just out of reach. It wasn't until the summer between 5th and 6th grade that I would go and see the house in person for the very first time. At this time, it was the primary residence of my great-uncle, whom was wheelchair-bound. While he did his best to keep up on repairs, there were many areas of this house that were inaccessible to him and were left untouched for decades. As fate would have it, my grandmother became the last sibling remaining, and the ownership of the house passed to her. While she would make occasional trips, she had spent the last 2 decades building a life in Florida, so for the most part, the home sat abandoned and fell into greater and greater disrepair. For reasons that I can't understand, neither of her sons, my father and uncle, were ever interested in doing anything with this amazing house, and as such, I assumed that there would come a day when Grandma passed, and they would sell the home and property for whatever they could get for it. But sometimes things don't go as expected. Fast forward to today, and my grandmother is still alive. However, both of her sons have passed. This makes me the sole remaining heir of the big house, and I can guarantee you, I'm not going to let it sit for another decade and rot into the ground. As you can tell, this is going to be a massive project. Probably the biggest thing I'll ever do in my life, but I have to tell you, I've never been more excited. Stay tuned for updates, because if y'all are interested, I have footage of our initial walkthrough of the interior, as well as our progress cleaning it out. So let me know what you think. Do you think she can be saved?